Hi everyone, happy 2019 and welcome to our January episode of TPAC TV. We hope everyone had a great holiday with family and friends, and we're so excited for our 2019 season here at TPAC, and we can't wait to tell you so much more about it. This episode, we have the Nashville Ballet will be here to talk about Lucy Negro Redux. We spoke with the Nashville Shakespeare Festival about Julius Caesar playing over at Belmont University. And we also have Nations in Our Neighborhood, which is this awesome passport where you can go to a bunch of different restaurants all over town. Really excited to tell you all about that. But first, let's check out the shows we have coming right here to TPAC this month. Our first Broadway show of 2019 is the true story of Emilio and Gloria Estefan, On Your Feet. January 15th is when it starts, and that is Kids Night on Broadway. If you use promo code KidsNight19 at tpac.org, you will actually get your tickets, buy one, get one free. So we hope everyone will come out for that. There will be games and crafts for the kids before the show. Also this month we have Shen Yun and Paw Patrol, other family-friendly stuff. Now we're going to toss to Derek Minyard, our TPAC TV correspondent, speaking with Chuck Wagner, who is playing Julius Caesar in Nashville Shakespeare Festival's production of Julius Caesar.
Hey everyone, Derek Minyard here with TPAC TV, and today we're in the dressing room of the Trout Theater, and we're going to talk with Chuck Wagner, who is the lead actor playing Julius Caesar in the Nashville Shakespeare Festival's upcoming production of Julius Caesar. Chuck, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Derek. It's my pleasure. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, so a lot of people are familiar with William Shakespeare's work and the production of Julius Caesar. But for those who don't know what it's about, kind of what's a brief overview of the show and your role specifically in it?
Well, clearly I played Julius Caesar, one of the early rulers of Rome. And this play is about the Senate is not too happy with the ambition that Caesar is showing. And so Brutus and Cassius and a bunch of the senators get together and they assassinate Caesar. So it's probably one of the most famous assassinations in political history. And this is Shakespeare's take on the play. And it certainly doesn't promote political assassination, nor does it doesn't particularly condemn it. It kind of presents it and shows both sides. And there's a lot of, it's a dangerous situation. So, it's a lot of different manifestations. One of the most famous productions was Orson Welles' production of Julius Caesar that was done pre-World War II, and yet they kind of pictured Caesar as Mussolini, as Il Duce. Yeah. There have been famous productions with, recently there have been some where Caesar was Obama or Caesar was Trump or, things like that. And, it is what it is. And ours is kind of exists in a alternate reality kind of world where it's a modern day kind of, what do they call it, retro noir look. So it's a mishmash of costume styles. But it's Rome that you will recognize, and yet it's more contemporary in that they're film and news station kind of attitude. So it's a contemporary take on the classic tale.
Right, so it sounds like there's been a lot of variations of this production over the years. Yeah, so is the unique quality kind of one of the things that drew you to this production?
Well, no, one of the things too, because it's Nashville. I was born here at the Vanderbilt Hospital a long time ago, and they asked me if I would do it, and I also teach, and so it's a chance for me to meet students from all across the state.
Yeah.
I do mostly musical theater master classes, but I also do workshops specific to a lot of the musicals that I've been in. I'm working on a motivational speech, trying to teach children that it's okay to fail.
So you're carrying lessons with you everywhere you go.
Well, I've been around. You don't get these for nothing.
So kind of on that note, what are some of the elements that you're hoping audiences kind of glean from this production?
Well, one of the things that I think the kids, especially the young high school kids, because we're going to have kids from all over the state. This is part of the Shakespeare for the Community program through the National Endowment of the Arts, and it's a real treat to be part of that kind of process. But because this is made modern and contemporary, and when Caesar is assassinated, he doesn't take it lying down. So when the actual assassination, I wouldn't say it's quite Sam Peckinpah or Quentin Tarantino, but it's not far off. It's going to be a really electric and kind of dynamic assassination. So
I have a feeling you don't go down easy.
I don't go down easy. Sadly, I stay down for a long time. That's the hardest thing I do. For like 20 minutes of the play, I have to lay there dead. And that's the hardest thing I do.
So you've done a background in film production as well as
Yeah, yeah.
theater production. What's the difference in action scenes on stage versus in the film production world?
Well, one thing you have to be, it's deceptively slow. You have to do the speed slower than actual would happen in reality because the audience can't possibly follow it that fast. And it's also about, it's the illusion of the effect, whereas we're not actually making physical contact. If it were dangerous, then we're doing it the wrong way. So it's not it's pretend, right? So nobody deserves to be hurt. So to me, it's always about safety first.
Yeah.
And we have great people working on our fight choreographers are great, and the cast has been fantastic. And it's a bloody mess taking me down. So.
Well, I'm sure it takes a lot of practice.
It is.
So.
But we're doing well. We have like another week to go before we open, and we have 2 run-throughs today, and it's slowly but surely coming together. I'm very impressed.
Fantastic. Well, I'm very excited to see you.
Thank you, Derek.
Play. Well,
Very
thank
good.
you for talking with us today, Chuck.
All right, very cool. See you at the theater.
Yes, and everyone, I encourage you to come out and see Chuck go down with a fight here at Julius Caesar at the Trout Theater. It's going to be here from January 10th through the 27th. It's also going to be at MTSU's Tucker Theater from January 31st to February 2nd. You can get tickets at NashvilleShakes.org.
That's good. That's all from his head. No teleprompter.
No teleprompter.
Impressed.
Thanks, Derek. I personally will be seeing Julius Caesar, and I hope to see many of you there too. Next up, Lisa Kennedy is speaking with Nashville Ballet's Community Engagement Manager, Brianna Richardson, on Lucy Negro Redux, the world premiere being brought to Nashville Ballet this February.
Lisa Kennedy with TPAC TV, and I am here with Nashville Ballet's Community Engagement Manager, Brianna Richardson. Brianna, thanks so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the new premiere the ballet is bringing to Nashville, Lucy Negro Redux. Could you tell us a little bit about the story?
Yes. Lucy Negro Redux was inspired by the book of poems by Nashville native Caroline Brandel Williams.
Okay.
And this book explores the literary theory of the dark lady and the fair youth, both subjects in Shakespeare's sonnets. The dark lady being a black woman and the fair youth being a young male lover. And so through this literary exploration, the narrator is discovering what it's like to be other and finding her self-worth within that.
Oh wow, that sounds so interesting. So I know that Paul Vasterling has done a lot of work on this. He choreographed the show. But I know there's some other major names involved. Could you tell us who else is involved?
Yes, Paul is big on collaborating and has brought 3 African-American female artists to help bring this ballet to life. First being Caroline Randall, of course, Williams, the author, Grammy Award-winning composer Rhiannon Giddens, and Nashville Ballet's own principal dancer, Kayla Rouser.
And we love Kayla here at
Yeah,
TPAC.
yeah.
I know there's also a lecture series that's going alongside this premiere. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. The lecture series called Inside the Ballet with Mitchell Korn allows our audiences to come inside the rehearsal process. So our audience gets to hear directly from the artists themselves, be it your costume designer, your composer, Paul Vasterling himself, to talk about the artistic choices that they made and how all of these moving parts come together to form the finished product. So it's really interesting. And those that attend the Inside also get 15% off of their Lucy ticket purchase. So that's a plus.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. So for those who may not have been to the ballet previously or maybe have never seen a ballet before, what should they be expecting when they come see this show?
Well, like all live art, this ballet, it's the energy between the exchange between the audience and the artist. So you get to that's always fresh and something new. And Caroline will actually be reading excerpts from the book on stage with the dancers. So that's another element that's going to be fresh. That's going to be exciting.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So who would you recommend come see the show?
Due to the explicit language and theme of the ballet, we do not recommend it for children, but high school and up, as far as adults, all are welcome. Shakespeare enthusiasts, please join us. And those that have ever felt othered or excluded, please join us.
Well, that's wonderful. Brianna, thank you so much for being with
Thanks
us
for
today.
having
We
me.
really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lisa and Brianna. The show will be here February 8th to the 10th. Remember that the only official place to purchase tickets to anything here at TPAC is tpac.org. Next up, I had the wonderful opportunity to speak with Renuka Christoph from Nations in Our Neighborhood at Plaza Mariachi. Let's go check it out. Hey everybody, I'm Alex Zach with TPAC TV, and we are here at Plaza Mariachi with Renuka Christoph, founder of Nations in Our Neighborhood. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
So tell us about this exciting thing you guys have going on starting this month.
Okay, so January 11th is the kickoff party for Nations in Our Neighborhood. What it is a self-guided ethnic food tour. And so from the months of January 11th through April 26th, you can go to 12 different restaurants anytime and get a sample plate.
Wow, that's awesome. So Nations in Our Neighborhood, can you tell us a little bit about what exactly it is?
Okay, so I offer what's called a passport to the Nations in Our Neighborhood. So when you purchase a passport for $39.99, which, side note, it can be purchased online at Vanderbilt, Barnes & Noble, Parnassus Books, Savory Spice Shop, Le Creuset in Brentwood, or Bavarian Beer House at any of those places.
Okay.
So for $39.99, you get this passport. And what you do is you take this to each of these 12 restaurants and you show them your passport, one per person, and they will give you a sample plate and then initial off that you've gotten your sample plate. And you can go anytime to get that plate.
That's so cool. So with Nations in Our Neighborhood, there's such a variety of different options on this passport. Why did you found Nations in Our Neighborhood?
So there's actually a deeper meaning behind it. So the mission is to defy prejudice, racism, and bigotry and embrace the nations in our neighborhood through cuisine. So the whole point of it was to figure out a fun way to get locals into ethnic restaurants, just to show the culture, the rich culture in our city. So it's a fun way to do that, but yet you get great samples of food at the same time.
So I know you mentioned earlier today that not only with this passport do you get all of these great different restaurant types of food, but you also get an opening and a closing party. Tell us a little bit about that.
So January 11th is when the kickoff party will occur.
Okay.
Here at Plaza Mariachi.
Right here.
Right here.
Ooh.
And there'll be a little food buffet. So if you purchase your passport online, you will pick it up that day, or it can be mailed to you.
Okay.
So you'll get that food buffet January 11th, and then the closing celebration is at Bavarian Beer House.
Perfect.
And it's also one per person.
That's so great. So, I mean, for $40, you're getting an opening party, a closing party. You're getting to go to 12 different restaurants and try these amazing different plates of food. I mean, I know I want to go grab my boyfriend right now and tell him we've got our date nights planned for January through April.
Yeah, it's a perfect date night, girls' night out, you know, couples looking for something to warm up those dreary winter months. It's just a great way to do that.
Definitely something to look forward to. So speaking of these different dishes that we have one right in front of us. Can you tell us a little bit about what this is?
Okay, so Madeira, which is the restaurant in Plaza Mariachi, a participant, is offering a sample plate where you get a choice of one of 3 appetizers, either the ceviche, the Cuban sliders, or the Brussels sprouts, plus a sample of one of their entrees of the month, and donuts.
That's amazing. This all looks so good. I'm gonna have a little taste. And everyone, this is with Nations in Our Neighborhood. In the link, we will tell you where you can purchase it online and in stores. And we hope you'll join us this January. We'll be back here at Plaza Mariachi for On Your Feet this month. Thank you, Renuka, so much for meeting with me. Those donuts were to die for, let me tell you. So I like to end every single episode with something that we here at TPAC are excited about happening around town. For me this month, every Thursday at Nashville Metro Animal Control, you can get your animal microchipped for only $10. So head on over to Nashville Metro from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. to get a microchip in your little puppy or your cat and make sure they never get lost. So also get ready for February's episode where we might be talking with our hands a little bit and maybe even eating a cannoli, where we head to the Bronx for a Bronx Tale. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next month.